The S&P 500 daily cloud chart, looking back to the beginning of the up wave on March 2nd, and here's the end of the D wave up, and closing price on Friday the 22nd, 7454.63, is in no danger of qualifying this disqualified relative retracement up 3, nor the magnet level from October 13th, 2022. So these should be pretty good resistance at these levels. And the conversion line is at 4693.05. And then under there is the disqualified 50% and 100% propulsion momentum down level at that level, and the trend factor down 1 near there, and the arc 0.50 level at 4584.57 should be near 4600 within a few days. And the QQE has done something that I could see that it has never done before. I went back about 10 years on this daily chart, and that is having the slow QQE cross above the fast QQE above the overbought 70 line. And there were plenty of instances where the fast QQE was under the overbought 70, and also the slow, and then the slow went above the fast and above the overbought 70 and had a crossover above the fast like that, but it has never happened like this before above the overbought 70, this crossover. And zoomed in to this daily S&P 500 cloud chart, a new ongoing supply line was printed on Friday with this lower high bar here, and the margin to get the gap up above this high for Monday, and then above this ongoing supply line is very close, so I don't think that would happen. So it would need an outright gap up above 4777.76 for Monday, and then hold above this ongoing supply line for it to become qualified. And I just did the math, and if there's a low lower than 4718.91 for Monday, and then a close above this ongoing supply line, it will become qualified that way too on an open reverse break. And a new ongoing demand line printed, and that level is at 4743.22 for Tuesday. It's showing Christmas Day, but that will change to the 26th. So it's one way up or the other down for Tuesday. And the close under this ongoing demand line will qualify it for the close end of day Tuesday. The S&P 500 weekly chart, looking back to the COVID crash era. I'll zoom into this current area now. The S&P 500 weekly chart has printed the combo and sequential sell setup 8 count. So we could print the 9 end count for end of day next week, Friday the 29th, with a close above this close, 4594.63. So stay above that level for end of day Friday, and we get the sell setup 9 end count, and that puts the floor not too far up, so we're not gaining much by it, So the floor here, the cell TDST 4103.98, and it would put it here right above it at that close, 4117.37. So not much of a gain there. And looking at this S&P 500 weekly chart with every combo and sequential level that the mark has to offer, we can see there really are no buy setup countdowns down here, so there's nothing to lose there by printing the sell setup 9 end count for end of day Friday. So we don't gain anything there either. So this is one of those rare instances when the 9 doesn't really mean that much, except for the fact that we've had one heck of a good run, and we are at the sequential sell countdown 11 and the combo sell countdown 12. So it's close to printing 13s. And the sequential sell countdown 13 could happen quicker than this combo sell countdown 13, but at a minimum it's going to be at least another full week or two, possibly more than likely 2 weeks before we get the 13s pair in a perfect world. And in the S&P 500 daily chart, that shows every single combo and sequential that the mark has to offer. We can see that there's the same count in the daily chart that there is in the weekly chart, or rather countdown. So a sequential sell countdown 11 and a combo sell countdown 12. And that does not happen too often, so these 13s could print sometime during the week, where it's going to take at least 2 weeks for the weekly in a perfect world to print the 13 pairs over there. And also in the daily chart, there's an aggressive and combo 13 that has printed, and they're still valid as it's only been 6 days since it's printed, so it's not 12 bars yet, so plenty of room to run to the upside. And price did nail the aggressive sequential sell risk levels here, 4776.15. And that high there on that day, 4768.69, and this one, 4778.01. So it did nail it and went above it by a point or two. And then right above there is the aggressive combo sell risk level. So there's some resistance there in the daily chart at those levels. And we lost the sell setup 9 end count possibility on the sell setup 8 count, I believe right here on this bar when it happened, this big downdraft. So it's starting over, and that's kind of rough to take, but we can look at it as the fact that then the floor here, the TDST level, if it makes the run to print the sell setup 9 end count on this run, will print over here at this close 4698.35 for the new floor, if that happens in the perfect world.